video fingerprinting.
Can we pause?
Huh?
Are you fed? Are you
fed? No, video fingerprinting. So like, okay, you know how there's like copyright issues with like videos? And no, also I thought you were fed, and I was totally looking into that. I'm like, who the hell is this chick? So like, don't even start with me on that. All right, like you got a made up name. Anyway, so I was like, no way. Anyway,
my name's totally real.
Although I do live in the DC area, and I have like since college, but I started like I moved there in 2003 to go to Georgia Mason University. I had already got my associates, moved there for the rest, and then I spent another 7 years getting an undergraduate degree in computer science. You do the math.
Dang.
Yeah, I like to party.
I'm bad at math. 2,
yeah.
3?
Huh?
I didn't know there was going to be a quiz on this show. I'm not prepared.
Huh? Math? Oh, got it. Yeah, no, 10 years. I broke Van Wilder's record. So, I literally like, I'm a goofy goober. It just does whatever he wants all the time. And, yeah, I mean, like, I pretty much have been floating like a leaf my whole life. I'm 43 now and still got no roots, but that's the way I do. And, yeah, so I created Avalanche with Goon. I met him through the podcast, Hashing It Out. First time I had him on, we got him booked like right after. So I got the Team Rocket white paper within 24 hours of it being released. And I was like, this seems too good to be true. This can't really work. Like, you know, I've said that multiple times. And when the idea of like, so like, I was in disbelief that the idea actually worked. Like, it was an idea that
you're like the dev side, right? Like the marketer's dream, and we're like, oh, look, we can do all these things, and you're like, okay, but wait, it's gonna take all this stuff.
I learned throughout most of the my time like in this space that like, sorry guys, like 99.99% of what you think works is bullshit. And like that I was a hard lesson for me because I fell for the bullshit. Even as a tech guy. Because it's like consensus protocols especially is a very esoteric field of study that nobody really paid a lot of attention to until like Bitcoin. So prior to that, it was just mostly like backing up databases, like making sure that you had replicas of every single database. You know, it's like that was pretty much the goal. Is like could we in a trusted environment actually like back up our stuff, and like that's where things like Paxos came out of. It was like the 1989 paper by Leslie Lamport. All this stuff that was like really just about replicating data. Can we replicate the database? And to what fault can we replicate that database? Yeah, I mean, like it was an esoteric field study nobody really had to get into. You just pulled a library off the shelf, you implemented it, and that was great in a trusted environment. Things got weird with untrusted environments, but even that was even more esoteric because like, why would you ever need an untrusted environment? Like in the real world, like why would you ever need to like not trust the other people? This is a business. We know who these people are. It's our people. Like we, of course, we right. So then Bitcoin comes along. It's like, yo, we want to create a currency that's global and uncontrolled by anybody. And then suddenly everything becomes untrusted. And then we got to be like, hey, like, how are we going to actually deal with the situation? God damn it, I'm such a child. How are we going to deal with the situation where we don't trust the other people in the...
Don't worry about it.
Huh? I'm good content. But how are we going to deal with like this untrusted stuff? So like nobody really. There was PBFT, which was created by Barbara Lifscoff in the late '90s, early 2000s, really, and that was a very like nobody really needed to study that field. And so Bitcoin comes out, and it's finally something that goes on a scale that PBFT even couldn't. Scaling is always the issue. And like nobody knew what the hell they were doing because the people who knew what they were doing were like a handful of people who nobody wanted to listen to because all they said was that shit won't work, that shit won't work, that shit won't work, that shit won't work, that shit won't work. And like they're like, well, I don't care. I think I know better than you. And it's like, no, you don't. And like that's what I ultimately had to learn the hard way is that these people don't know better. What's that?
So that never happens in crypto. People thinking they know better than everybody else. I would never. But really, I've done that myself. So like it's just the way the world works. People are the way they are. So like I mean like long story short is I had to take my licks as well. Eventually though I came to like the conclusion that I don't know, I just need like through the podcast that I was on is like, hey, I have to like I don't know anything. Like I genuinely don't know shit. And so I went through the process of learning stuff through the podcast, and eventually it got to the point where I could actually go, okay, does this actually work? Like this person should know what they're talking about. Like Emin Gun Sarir is a very well-known name, like in the field. In the field. To give you an idea, when I joined Ava Labs, I said, is Cornell a good college? Like I literally said that to Kevin, and he lost his mind on me because I didn't know. I don't care about that stuff. It was not my thing. I didn't make money by caring about academia. I didn't make money by caring about what an Ivy League school was. Like, how would I care? Why would I care? Yeah. It was not my bottom line. I was always focused on getting my nut the other way. So like I didn't know or care about Cornell. And then when I actually arrived, I was like, oh wait, Cornell's actually a really good school. Like he thought I was making like an Office reference, but I never watched The Office.
Ivy League, probably top 10, no big deal.
I was a Parks and Rec guy. Sorry. So literally like I go there to do work because my work had been seen and they were like, he does good work because I've been a programmer for so many years. In a field where a lot of the people who are joining this field, they're like, like they're kids. I don't want to be a dick about it, but like they don't know how to develop software yet. And they would one day, and they would understand these things, but that's something you get over time. You just don't, like, a lot of them build very bare minimum thing to say, oh, I finished that homework assignment, let's move on to the next problem that's interesting to me. It's like, that's not how it works. Like in the real world, you actually have to develop like an actual product. And that's kind of what I came in to do a little bit, but mostly is because I'm very good at explaining things. I think that's what they really, like, I think that's a big part of it. Like I understood the tech
translation layer.
I'd spent years building program. I spent years building like a company, for instance. Like, I had spent like this is what I had a podcast so they could hear my conversations. I think when I finally had to leave the podcast because I was running out of time while I was building the product, I think I had like 80 episodes with over 100 hours worth of content, and that's pretty good. To do that.
It's not easy planning podcasts.
Scheduling is the biggest pain in the ass.
And it's not easy.
Scheduling sucks. And it was all audio, which was good, but because that was the thing back then. But it still was like it was a lot to manage, and I was building Avalanche with everybody. So yeah, that's who I am.
When did you meet my idol, Coop? Sorry. This is
I don't know if I've ever met Coop. I don't know if I've ever met Coop. I might have.
Are you sure you were Graybacks?
Yeah, he was after my time. I left in the first year. I left December 2020. So we launched September 21st, 2020. And then mid-COVID. And I had been working like between, on average, like 100 hours a week at least. I never left the office. I got up in the morning. I showed up. I left oftentimes at 2 a.m. Like it was that for weeks.
On the floor, then
I think I had like
wow.
What's that? Yeah, it was. People don't understand startups.
On the factory floor.
What's that?
I think just Elon Musk sleeping on the factory floor. I think we have a little lag between us, so I'm sorry if I keep talking over you. I'm not trying to.
Nothing wrong there. I know how it goes. It's also hard to get me to interrupt me because I get on these rolls. But like literally, like I was sleeping on the factory floor. Like, but that's the thing is like I've been doing that for like almost my first real job, I guess you could say. Like I worked in high school, I worked at a physics laboratory doing programming. In college, I worked at companies like SAP as an intern, making $27 an hour, and people are like, you're making more than the full-timers. I'm like, fuck you. So like literally like this is what my life was like. It was like, but then I got a real job, I would say 2008. And it was for a startup company. And ever since then, startups have been my life. And you just sleep on the factory floor. That's what you do. Like you don't not do that. And if somebody was not doing that while I'm working with them, we did not have a good relationship. And like that's just,
once you go like startup, you can't go back, right?
Yeah. I mean, it's like what the fuck, like literally like the difference between a start. So like, okay, what's his name? Paul not Paul Graham, somebody else. Anyway, he had this blog called Coding Horror. It was really famous in the 2000s, and it was a blog about what it's like to develop software and that kind of thing, and develop companies. He had a really good analogy. There's three types of people out there. Okay, there's your frontline infantrymen, your mercenaries, your commandos,
Yeah.
commandos, your infantry, and your police. That's the three ones. And
Okay.
commandos are the startup people. Like they're the people who go in on the front line. They do whatever the fuck they want. Geneva Convention be damned. You get your shit done, or you die. Like literally, those are the people that you need when you're starting something.
Yeah.
And then you get your infantrymen who come in and they're like, okay, we're going to still be in that go mode, but we're transitioning to the police. And the police just keep things going. Police work at IBM. Police work at Google now. Police work at Tesla now. Even is still very much is now a police company. But like I only do mercenary mode well, and I could do a little bit of infantrymen. But once it starts getting there, it's like I got to get out.
It's boring.
I don't like rules.
Yeah, I get it, dude. I vibe with you. You have some takes that I've disagreed with. You've said a few things on the internet. I'm like, but like we're people, right? And I'm sure I said shit on the internet that's pissed you off, and that's.
I never noticed.
I love it. It's the fucking town.
I don't get angry. That's the thing. Is like I get angry at the different shit. Like I don't get angry at that stuff. When somebody disagrees with my politics, I don't tend to go, okay, I never want to talk to you forever. If somebody disagrees with my hot takes, I don't go, oh, I never want to know you. I tend to listen first. Now, I also don't have to agree, and oftentimes I really don't with a lot of people these days. But I don't like cut them off. I've been cut off a lot, and that's the thing that bothers me.
It's fun to listen to their arguments and then defeat their arguments too. It's just like a game.
Yeah, if you can't
talk about
the fact that people sometimes shut people off is kind of like you've lost. You just lost. Like you just lost. Like don't you get it? Like you lost.
Yep.
If you can't talk to them if you can't hold your ground, you're not winning. You're just walking away. Like there's a difference.
No.
Like
you have to keep. Have you seen Mountainhead? Yeah. Oh God, you have to watch it. It's on HBO. It's about these 4 tech founders that create this AI thing that's like blowing up the world. It looks so real. And like Steve Carell's in it, and his line is, he's like, "No, you have to push through the end. Like we've started this. There's no, and it's that vibe. I think you'd love it. I want to shoot to Mike. I feel like we've been dominating the convo because we kind of know each other. But Mike, I know you have some questions for Collin, and maybe if we want to start pivoting over to the arena a little bit.
So honestly, I've been working in the background while you guys were talking and getting other scenes.
Yeah, that's how you got to do. You got to have somebody in the control room. You know.
Yeah. So I've been doing the work in the background while you guys were doing your thing. Honestly, like I don't even know. Like I was thinking about like the arena, and I have my gripes with it. I do like the concept. I'm still waiting for a pop out chat, just to make my life easier.
You already got it.
Where?
Yeah.
How do I do it?
Since day one. You probably just never noticed. There's a under the window. See, this is another problem. Sometimes features exist, but you just don't notice. It is a process building a product. It just doesn't happen overnight. So if you see the icons, if you look at the bottom left hand corner of your window, you should see something that has a little pop up thing. I'm not streaming right now, so I can't tell you what that looks like off the top of my head.
Right.
But there is a tipping party button there too, I think still.
Yes.
And it's of the follower count.
Oh, I think I see it. Oh my god. Okay.
Yeah, right. So like this
life just
should be in the chat window itself, in my opinion. And everybody should have one, not just the person who's broadcasting. The other problem is that it doesn't work very well because it doesn't scroll when it should. So there's a lot of things that are in the works. Like
even X's doesn't work very well, honestly. There's a good chunk of period of time when I was streaming where the X chat would just not work. Even Twitch, I was on Twitch and it would just reconnect you to chat, saying reconnecting. I'm like, okay, I give up. And just like there's no, because most people stream to multiple platforms, and it's really hard to find a one-stop shop to put all your chats in. I got 3 monitors here. I got one for the Google Meets. I got one for chats and OBS, and then I got my main screen. And it's just so many screens to look at. It would be nice to consolidate it, but there's no one-stop shop, especially for like something like Arena, because it's something that's new. a lot of the streaming platforms that do consolidate chats don't have Arena integrated in, like StreamYards or some some of the Twitch bots that I used
Well,
to
I'm
use.
using a third-party system called it's a little cumbersome, but I actually paid the developer to integrate us a lot easier than it used to be. Called Social Stream Ninja.
Yes,
and
I have that one. I haven't used it yet. I just downloaded it.
It takes a little bit to get configured, but once you do, it's kind of like, okay, that works well. That works well. It does everything, like literally everything. There's no reason not to be on every single platform once you have that chat integration. And he's working on a bot. So he's actually adding like stream automation and bot automation to the chats. So you can actually do a lot of the things you can only do on like Twitch with their integrations like StreamerBot. He's building a whole system for that. It'll take time, but like everybody's seen what Capture has done to like streaming. It's not good. And so like the capture that you're dealing with Twitch, because Twitch has this major audience capture. We don't like that lock-in. A lot of streamers feel very jailed by them, and I want to build a different system. Now, I'm not an employee of the Arena. I'm not an employee of Ava Labs or the foundation.
Right.
I'm just some guy who is like, I want this.
Who supports it. And I vibe with that. And that's why I came in. I wasn't a huge whale, but I was like, this is something that can be like the hub of network social activity where we can start growing and expanding a social network that's not dependent with, competing on meme coin narratives and things like that. I think, for me, at times I feel like, and I'm guilty of it too. I'm freaking degen. I want to go chase wins all the time too. I've been gambling thousands of dollars a month on ToshiBet right now, right? That's what we all are.
All gambling. I don't know what to call it.
Life is gambling. Your career choice is a gamble. Who you marry is a gamble. So like gambling doesn't bother me, but the systems that we use to gamble in and the transparency and the fairness, I think that's where I come into question. So let me just share my experience in a loving, kindly way, because I've met Jason. We interviewed Jason at Britcock out in London at Summit. I think he's super down to earth. I think he's super appreciative. They weren't going to let him into a party, and I like talked to the side chick and let him in. He was like, "Thank you." So, just a normal dude, right? That in his interview, he's talking about like I went into like. He had me passionate. So I'm like, let's fucking go to the arena. And I started, Jesus has been a friend for years in gaming, and we kind of started, helping each other. And we started bringing a few people in there. And then like, some of it's just timing, right? Like it was like peak meme coin craze, and then it leveled out, and then it was just slow dropping, but then it felt like people were just trying to create new coins to pump to keep that narrative like going. Like they didn't want the party to stop, but the party was clearly over. So the new people coming in were just getting wrecked. I felt like I was leading people to slaughter, which
but that's what crypto always is, right? You always the early adopters get the most rewards, and then unfortunately people are buying the tops, right? And when meme coins, it comes in waves, right? Like I said, attention comes in waves. You're like, it's going to be here nor there.
Yeah,
you're right.
So anyways, like that experience, and I was still hanging and vibing and trying to push these coins and stuff. And then I had a friend who I've known from AVAX for about 4 years, Jack Nefty. He's been working on a solution for DAOs for many years, trying to figure out how to automate more of the governance pieces. DAOs basically are used for extraction now in many cases. So like he's working on stuff to fix that. He's a down to earth. He's been a board ape since the beginning. Just a great guy. So he accidentally opens a token. I was like, go make an arena account. He saw the token. He thought he was making a tipping token to tip artists. And I was like, dude, nope, that's not it. And I was like, he's like, well, I actually have something I'm working on. Like, what if we just kind of loop it into that? And I was like, okay, so we're scrambling. And then we all have how we feel. I was like, I've given a lot of value to the arena. I've helped support a lot of these coins. I brought a lot of my followers. I brought liquidity. I've interviewed. I've put out a ton of content. I'm almost always number one on the leaderboard. I am supporting the fuck out of you for $0. And then when my friend came in, the responses I got were, Bored Apes are all scammers, or, hey, this coin isn't going to work because it's named after someone. And we're like, it's not someone, it's a cartoon character, in the same way that Mudang, or, you know, like any nub or whatever. It's the same principle. It's just an account that he's been building for years. I sent over detailed information about the launch pad that he was building to several people, and I DM'd, I hate to call Jason out because I think and I'm sure he's busy, but I reached out to him, and I reached out to a lot of the prominent OGs, and I think Access was the only one who like gave any sort of nod. And then after that, so we're just chugging along, and I think I made one tweet where I was like, hey, we didn't really, if we want to onboard new communities into the arena, the Bored Apes still have a lot of active members. They still have a lot of liquidity. They still have, right? Huge. This is a good thing for the arena to build this here. Let me get some support. And when I didn't, I just kind of wrote one post about it. And then it was, I got the Insider Cabal tweet, like, come join us. And I'm a lot of things. I'm not perfect, but listen, this is a very personal story. I lost my sister to suicide in 2017. She was like an orchid child, right? Like so good. And the world, like the systems, like she just kept running into hot iron, like fences, what's called like the spiky fences that you can't see. Like there's all these invisible rules and things. So I have a thing against systems that really hurt people. And then when those people running the systems are very dismissive of how people are being affected. So that's my personal why in crypto. I want to make the world a place that is more fair, where we don't just care about who's on top and gatekeeping and making these little cabal circles and everything trickles down. We should have lots of nodes and powerful networks in the arena. It can't get centralized. And I think that about every platform. And I have, I've been a little more vocal on my, unemployment arc that I'm enjoying and may do for the rest of my life. I never plan on being an influencer. I can tell you that.
That's what I think the whole ethos of crypto is that the whole bringing lifting people up, and the whole idea of the centralized things, and we want to make more things more decentralized so we can bring people, like, give power back to the people. Whereas like we're going to these tribes is basically like going to your your centralized companies and all that stuff like that. Everybody should have equal opportunity here.
Fuck Robinhood, by the way.
Pardon me?
They cost me millions. Fuck Robinhood, they cost me millions.
Yeah, but like
really early.
What I'm trying to say, because I'm jumbling my words because I'm out of the game here. I've been away in vacation. I'm still in vacation mode here, jet lagged like hell. But I think we need to bring decentralized things, bring the power back to people. That's what I liked about crypto, is like making things easier for everybody instead of just gatekeeping, like you said, and centralizing certain groups, and only some people can do well, and then the people at the bottom don't even have access.
Yeah,
they control.
And that was what the idea behind the tickets was. I think is that you as long as you can afford a ticket, you can gain access to this chat room. It just isn't like very useful. Here's the way I look at things, and this isn't evolved. I was a very hardcore crypto, everything must be decentralized guy. In fact, I presented in front of a Fortune 50 company that I can't tell you is like probably Fortune 30 at the time. Like, decentralize all the things. I made like a meme in a presentation, and everybody laughed and chuckled and all this stuff. But here's the truth: the reason they laughed and chuckled was because it was cute. Like, and here's reality. Nice. So here's the problem.
Don't mind me.
It's all good. I understand totally. So the problem is that you can't get anything done through decentralization very well. When you look at the creation of Ethereum, it was a bunch of guys in the room. When you look at the they created a system, they create things, and look how much it's centralized now.
Right.
I mean, we're just finding outright like there's certain things that can be decentralized. For instance, if everybody puts in a collective effort to be incentivized, like in Bitcoin. But even now, like Bitcoin, they found out a mining pool is only over 51% of the hash power. But that came out today. But like literally, like these kind of things are like there are things that can be decentralized. However, if you want to get something like the arena done, like you need somebody running the fucking server. Like, I'm sorry, I hate to say it. Like, this is the way that the world works. So it's that balance we're looking for. Now, if it's dealing with money, people are going to try and create trade cabals. That's how they do it. I don't see any way out of that. It's their money. They can do what they want with it. That's actually in the spirit of decentralization.
Yeah.
But if you're coming in cold, you're gonna get squatted. You're gonna get shit on. And like I don't know what to say about that. And I'm sorry about your experience. I can say this: I don't really care for the trenches. If that makes you feel better, I get it. Never was here for that. I feel like they are a transition point to what I want, and a stepping stone to the vision that I actually see. And so for me, it's kind of like it's like, hey, this is the way we get there.
Stepping stone.
The problem is, like, there's an in between there, and it's live, and it's like, oh, okay, well, let the people do what they. And the worst part, here's the thing: you also got to realize the people asked for this. They wanted a pump fun, okay?
Oh, I know.
But you're not going to be more pump fun than pump fun. Like, this is the problem we're struggling with, especially on a network. So I am still of the mind that the thing I actually want to see built is in the works. It's being built, and things are like creator tokens. I think are the path, and like I see like the fact that we have an actual community where people can launch that. We have a microphone and a megaphone, and it all becomes about no longer just like you can't control the coins, but you can definitely control your own message. And that's kind of what I think the ethos of this space is that, as long as people can control their own message and control their own monetization, we have a revolutionary model. And this is what differs us from Kick. What differs us from Twitch. 50% of everything you get on Twitch, every tip you get, every subscription you get, goes to Jeff Bezos. 98% goes to the creator here. And that could change, but it's not going to change that much. You know what I mean? Like it would, and if it changes, it's going to be in a mutually incentivized model, right? Like, so honestly,
my friend Jordan has a company called Reply Corp that gives me an individual leaderboard for people who engage with me on X, and I'm sharing 10% of all my Kaido rewards with them, which, my last season for DeFi up was 6,500. So 10% of that is 650 to my community. So there's other ways. And I think that Arena should maybe look at some of these models. And I think my bigger frustration, and it's the same frustration I'm having with Kaido, right? Like when you have, I was a whale-ish in the Arena community. I invested a lot of personal funds and, made some good plays too. Like, I just kind of want to feel like, the team is receptive to, let's talk. If you're feeling like something isn't right, let me DM you. And most of it was just being ignored. And that's a lot of what's happening with Kaido too. And that, for me, that's a concern because I've worked in customer service. I've grown businesses on Amazon. Like I have a long experience in building businesses that are customer facing. And the Arena and Kaido are very much customer facing products, and they depend on gappers. I mean, I won't switch to that conversation yet, but you depend on certain things. So it feels like they listen to the OG community and that there's a core group of, to me, it looks like crypto bros, to be honest, right? Like when I met the team, it's a bunch of bros.
How many voices can a person really listen to? This is the problem. When you have a social media platform, you gotta, like, you can't be you can't just answer every DM. Like, I can't imagine what Jason goes through. Like, I can't. I'm getting overwhelmed, and I'm not even like the CEO. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I'm getting overwhelmed. Like,
so I think
I've shut out for the past 2 weeks. I don't know if you noticed. I'm kind of tired because I can't keep.
Yeah, I'm crashing out too. So
I can't keep answering everybody's questions all the time. It's
so
like
I think back to like the history of Rome, for example. It used to be, where everybody would talk about something, would go to vote for something, but then the population of Rome grew so much where they couldn't have everybody voting for everything, so they had to move to an elected official system, which is kind of like what we have now. And it's like you're saying, like there's how many voices can one person listen? It's impossible, especially as again, it's a good problem to have because that means you're growing. But on the other hand, it's like you can't, and this is why I think you have to get skin in the game by getting the arena token to vote. So you can listen to the community, and then you have your votes, and the people that get to vote, the people that are delegating their arena to be able to have your voting power.
Well, here's the other thing: is I actually don't give it like here's gonna be something controversial. I don't think the people know what the fuck they want. I don't think they have any idea.
I think there's too many people that want too many different
Everybody wanted
things.
trenches, and now we're getting complaints about trenches. Everybody wanted it. They don't know it. No offense, but we got to think things through from a very. This is where the balance between centralization and decentralization comes into play. Like Henry Ford said, if I asked the people what they want, they'd ask for a faster horse. I don't think they actually know. And so I look at I look at the trenches as a transition step. They to get what I think people actually want. And
do you think it would have been better off skipping that or finding an alternative transition step that hasn't repeatedly have had negative on protocol?
It's been very good for the network to have it up. It's been very good for the applicant. Yeah, I mean, like how many people signed up just for that? And it really was great for marketing, and it was great for helping the site fund itself passively.
Yeah.
Like literally, it's been good all around for keeping the lights on. But that's a business decision that I'm not part of. I can say this: I think that it was more of a net positive than it was a net negative. But I do understand your concerns of why, because I feel them too. Because I have pretty much just ate shit the whole time the trenches have been up, other than the things that I am instantly dump. And the moment that I instantly dump them, I get called a fucking scammer or a dumper or like a full stack Hitler. Yeah, like I can't win. So I'm just like, fuck you guys. If I can't win, I'm just going, fuck it. I'll do
environment, it's nobody's ever going to get along, right? Even the cabals are betraying each other and selling for this is not a model. Meme coins are not a model that works. But what I'm thinking is I like that ticket model. And what if creators earn in a way like they earn on Twitter, and then they can share those and pass those earnings along to their holders in Arena so they can start growing their staking? Because one of the things when I came in, I was lucky and I had some capital so I could climb the leaderboard pretty quick. But most people, there's not much of a benefit to being number 500 on the top champions holder list. You get 15 cents of every drop and almost all of them go to zero. I think I might have made $100 from drops for being number, if you're at the top it's weighted very heavily towards the largest holders. So people,
and the funny part is the people who benefit the most. Like I have a friend who is a single mom on welfare, who I have had stream here, and I have paid her consistently, and as a result, she's actually been able to make the arena champions through some savvy trades. And so she actually got up to the top, and she's in the top 400, I believe, at this point. She gets $7. She's like, yes, $7. Like this is like,
dude, interview her and put out a show and post it on the arena. These are the real life stories that people relate with. It's not Wolfie, OG. The token in question that it pissed me off was green. For some reason, green I was like, no, it's gonna go up and then it's gonna go down. Why would I support that? I'm trying to build something lasting. Why would I support another pump and dump?
Yeah. You just exit liquidity for somebody else.
And I share the same sentiment when it comes to being for creators, because this is the first kind of way we've been able to monetize a community. You can never monetize your community on Twitch. I've been on Twitch since 2015, and you
just made $200. How much did you make on Twitch?
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Literally,
I've been on.
And all that's
I've
yours.
Been on
Not
Twitch,
half of that does not go to the arena. So
I've been on Twitch for a long time, and I've only seen more. I've only seen more extraction from the creators, and this is why more people are streaming on multiple platforms, because you need multiple platforms to be able to piece it all together. Because you're just getting extracted from YouTube, you're getting extracted from everything else, right? And this is why I think with Arena, like Mick was saying, being able to redistribute those rewards back to your community. For people from other countries, for example, that don't have great currencies or banks or whatever, and being able to put them onto arena, and they can earn their way up that ladder by getting good trades or whatnot. It puts them in the driver's seat where they don't even have a chance to be in the driver's seat otherwise. So that's why I love the arena for that specific reason, because I listen to a lot of Raul Paul, and he talks about this too. He talks about people like imagine like I use this analogy all the time. I look at Taylor Swift and like when she came to Toronto here, she literally raised the GDP because her community is worth so much. They bring so much money here, just like the Olympics when they come to whatever place people spend money here. And if you have a huge creator as an entire economy, it can be worth a lot of value, and then bring a lot of value to their community.
Jason, bring Taylor Swift to the arena for a concert.
So I have a lot of connections.
The entire GDP of a city.
All these tips you see that I'm giving away on the arena now, I just want to let you know, for like 2 to almost 3 years, I was doing that on Twitch. I've built an enormous Rolodex of human beings who are willing to make a transition if I tell them, if I ask for them in serious. I did that with intent because I've always wanted the arena to happen. So here's the thing. And I did this prior to the arena. I knew what I wanted. And so like I knew what I wanted. I knew where things were going. I knew what I wanted. I've been building towards this for a while. So here's the thing. Like, we can bring Taylor Swift, but you're not going to bring her to a bar in Alabama. And right now, we're not a bar in Alabama, but maybe we're the 930 Club or the Black Cat in DC. I'll think the Black Cat shut down. Anyway, the 930 Club in DC. Like, we're a smaller venue, can handle like not even a tenth of what she requires, right? So this is the problem. Everybody wants things immediately. We all know where it's going. You've already Mick already said the thing that it's going to. So it's obvious, right? It's obvious where this has to go. But you can't just build it. It just doesn't exist like that. And like literally people are complaining about bugs on the one hand, but then also complaining that the features aren't coming out as fast as they want them to on the other hand. Right? Like, what do you think how do you think so funding is going to help us a lot? And so they're raising, we're trying to get more of that.
It's never the bugs and like, I think we're all patient with that. It's just there was one person that tweeted on,
I personally like bugs myself. I think they're amazing. Delicious.
There was one person and they just commented.
I actually got up on stage at TwitchCon, by the way, in front of like all the major Twitchers. And I said,
do you go to crypto events?
No, I went to TwitchCon, and I went, and in front of all the major Twitch folks, there was a block party, and like they had a karaoke stage, and I went up and I started singing All of Me by John Legend in Kermit the Frog's voice, and everybody just started dying. And then I sang in my voice, and a couple people went, no, and then they heard me sing, they're like, oh no, you can go. And then I went back to Kurt. It was funny. The actual band who was playing, because the band was playing, they one of the guys started singing as Miss Piggy as my backup. It was fucking great. So anyway,
is there a video of this?
I like streaming, guys. I like streaming. I really am good at it too. And I'm not doing it right now because I want to promote my friends, because I need them to be, if I stream every day, on a network this size, I'm taking all the views. And it's just because I'm #1 champion. Like literally that's it.
So humble is just one of the,
that's how I am.
We all have like anybody who is working in the space has like at least this much narcissism to be able to go on screen and not feel like a total, or just to not care what people think. There's some kind of disconnect.
It's practice, to be honest with you. Like I think most people, I don't think anybody thinks of me as a severe narcissist. A lot of it's like I gotta play the card. I gotta play the part.
What a character.
You know what I mean? And so like that's part of it. Is like it's acting, and like and you can't just act weak. And like that's the problem. I do think a lot of people, I rub people the wrong way sometimes, because sometimes you overact, and that's what's happening.
Guilty.
Oh, whatever, lady. Whatever.
Mike, what else do you got for Collin?
Honestly, that was my main thing, was the whole like creator.
Okay.
Like that's why I saw value in the arena, in my opinion. That's why I gravitated towards it. That's why I stream on it. And that's why I continue. I never really, again, the charts and all the coins that came out. You know me, I'm a Bitcoin guy first, so I don't really care too much about the smaller coins. It's fun to look at the charts just for, you know, educational purposes. But I'm not really a huge investor in those coins. I bought the tickets, like I have your tickets. I have bought tickets of people that I care about and I believe that are gonna
I dumped all yours. Sorry.
bring value. It's fine. You can buy back at the same price as it moved. But
buy back higher, Mike. Have some confidence.
But no, you know what? I'm here for the long game. I'm gonna be in crypto for probably the rest of my life. Like I'm here. That sucked me in. So I'm okay with playing the long game, and you know, I'll grow slowly. You know, one view at a time. Like I don't care. Like, you know what I mean? I don't need this to be my everyday. I'm doing this for fun. So my mindset's a little different than maybe other people's, right? But but that's where I saw the value. It's the community. I'm a community person, person. I community and people are number one. Like I told you on you know, on the last episode, is, you know, people remember how you make them feel, and I think you need to grow your community, nurture your community, listen to your community, and I like what you're doing and redistributing value. I'm like, that's fucking crypto. That's Web3. That's why I got into this stuff. That's
and
why
you are like a champion. Like that's what you're one of the first people I met there. And so like I think when people think of champions, it obviously is the gladiator theme, but I'm a lit major. So I grew up reading like the romance novels of medieval literature and champions fighting on behalf of people who were underrepresented. And like that was and I saw you doing that. And I was like, man, he cares about these new people like getting their footing. You were really welcoming to me.
Thank you.
And I wish there were more of you with maybe.
The thing is, I never looked at it like I don't like the theme of the gladiator. We're not fighting. I don't want to fight y'all.
I know.
I like the idea of like arena rock. You know, like you know, like Bon Jovi getting on the stage, just going, "It's all the same. Only the names will change." And then like everyone just busting out. Like that's what
there
the
should be
arena
like a
should
music
be,
section.
not people with swords fighting over each other's fucking pile. Like, who gives a shit?
I think they should organize it in sections, right? Because everybody's gonna have a different conception of like what the arena is to them, and like you can just have different themes. Like, what's your arena theme? And we curate content like that people who are into, you know, there's so much technology. And like I said, I'm bullish. I talked to someone smart about the charts. I started feeling nervous. The narrative was shifting too meme heavy, and I just kind of exited over a couple days. It was nothing personal. I did feel a little like whatever. My ego
back to us.
My ego was bruised. Dude, I'll be back. I wanted to pull.
I'll be back. You are back now. You are on the arena at the moment.
I'm on the arena every week. I don't really leave. I'm just gonna like. I want to see some change. I want to see more inclusivity. I want to see like what are the efforts? Was that? I hope that was your frog's hand. That was awkward.
Did you see those Omegle videos with
This
Kermit
is
the Frog?
professional.
You want to see awkward? Don't ask what this is.
No, please don't. No. The fuck?
You don't want to know.
I don't. I really don't.
It's
think
not a
that I
flashlight.
do.
It's not a flashlight. No. Baddragon.com, everyone. Anyway, so
So give me some.
it's on a stick, so it's a scepter.
You're derailing us at the end. Give me some.
I'm
hope here.
exactly railing it. Wait.
Bye. For everyone listening, I have a lot of followers that have been involved in the journey, and so you know, people have asked advice, and I've said, "Listen, you follow your instincts. This is what I'm doing, and I want to test out black hole, so I want to move some capital right now, right?" I ended up thinking I lost a bunch of it. Like it wasn't a great experience, right? But I'm just you know, until I developed that, like I'm an AVAX Maxi for life. I've been there for 3 years. The people have always treated me well. The culture is amazing. I'm a big culture person. My old co-founder at Sedona drilled that into my head. Like culture is number one. What is your company's North Star? And what is the culture you're trying to create? And it started to feel like the culture was getting a little too PvP, a little too no crying in the casino, a little too this and that. And when you're trying to bring new people in and that's the first thing they hear, you know, I just paused, right? Like I'm just on a pause. But what do we have to look forward to?
I am not
Chill me back into
of
the arena.
But Jason and I have had discussions, and I think a couple of things are interesting. I don't know how a couple of them will be pulled off. Like one of them, though, for instance, is every time somebody streams, you can bet prediction market wise on what the streamer is going to do. Am I going to win this match? Yada yada yada. Now, my problem with that is it's not a perfect information system. So the
can I do the ice cream girl, like popping popcorns? Give me dollars.
Yeah, sure, why not? Yeah, why not? Yeah, so like those things are definitely on the table. I still kind of think some of the logistics of all that is a little difficult to work out. For instance, like with the prediction market thing on live streams, I could throw the match, you know, and
that's
and
kind of
would,
where I
you know,
instantly went to.
Yeah, and so like it's kind of like you gotta build some like hidden betting system, and so I'm not really sure what that would look like personally. But what I like the idea of is exactly like what you said, some rev share with the streamers. So every time I give a tip, I receive a tip in USD, but I also receive reward tokens. Those reward tokens are distributed to the person who tipped you. Now they get now they're basically aligned with your stream a little bit, and those tokens can actually give you some rev share of a certain portion of the tips that you do receive going forward. So that kind of stuff. Channel points are big on Twitch. I don't see any reason why those tokens couldn't behave exactly like channel points. I think each person is basically a living meme in and of themselves, and I think it's kind of funny how we have all these Kappa on Twitch is a very famous emoji, and it's I believe just the founder of Twitch. I actually forgot who that guy is, but he's like it's a really famous person, and it's just their face. It's just their face, right? Like, why isn't there like a Mick token, and it's just like instead of Mick, it says like whatever expression they captured of you, and like these things.
I would have to have a Phoebe token. Everyone's like, you look like Phoebe from Friends.
Oh yeah, you kind of do.
So
look at that. Look at that.
Now
Can't unsee it. Can't unsee it. Okay. Why'd you do that to yourself, Mick? Anyway,
I don't know.
So.
Like the pain.
My thought process is that the suite of possibilities is larger than the suite of ideas at the moment, and I don't want to limit it to any one avenue. When I am not myself the voice of the network, I can say what I am advocating for, and that is creator tokens.
How do you see the relationship between AVAX and Arena? Do you think this is a solid synergy and they're leaning in and supporting each other? Because that's another big, I think chains really need to be helping push, right? And I think AVAX is one of the best at that, but they can't do it for everybody. Is that something?
I don't think AVAX is the best at that. I think there are much better networks out there for that. The Solana networks will dump money into just about anybody. Ethereum's like foundation has less than about $1 billion in it at the moment because they've just given so much money away. Like it's just the way they work. And look how it's grown their token value. It's insane. Right. It's made them all a tremendous amount of money just because they gave money away. I don't see Avalanche being that generous compared to them. But that's insider's perspective only, and I don't know the inside information there. And I can't speak for people that I haven't talked to. So that's just true. That's the problem I struggle with, is that sometimes it seems like a decision's being made for one reason when in fact it's done for other reasons. So I have no idea. But I do know this. It is the best way to control message on this network right now is to support the arena.
Okay. Well, I do love supporting AVAX and anything in the arena. And I know, like, I'm a big person, like, let's have these conversations out loud. Like, Mad Vincent feted me for being upset that I didn't get a response from Kaido for 5 days after I lost my inner circle Twitter badge, which it's not a big deal, but it's going to probably cost me $10,000 to $20,000 this YAP season if I don't get it back. So
yeah, and that's the other thing. It's like when people withhold information or withhold funds that seemed to be on the table, and this goes for every investor. Like, let's say you give Jason a promise that you're going to invest $1 million in Arena, right?
Yeah.
Like,
if I had it, I
if
would.
you don't
Jason.
through and he's operating on that assumption, it's not good. It's not good for the arena. It basically gives every other competitor an advantage. So this is the problem. It's obviously the arena needs assistance if it's going to be, but you have to recognize the network effects that it provides. And if you don't,
right,
then
so how do you attract, like, Jesus isn't as active there anymore, right? I haven't been, and I know some of my other friends that were doing a lot more there aren't, and it's mostly some of the bigger creators, right? How do you align incentives with those creators, not to pay them? I mean, maybe it's ambassadors, or maybe it's like aligning incentives is the whole point of crypto. So how do
if you look at what
encourage-
Kick is doing right now, Kick is a dead network. It was a dead network until they decided to do things like pay Asmongold a tremendous amount of money to show up. And so Asmongold was like, they gave me a deal. I have a friend, Ms. B69. She's a streamer on Twitch. The only reason she streams on Kick is because Kick is fucking paying her to. And it's building.
I have a friend, do you know Valorman?
Yeah, I think I've heard that. No, actually, I maybe don't. They all sound, anything with Valor sounds about the same, so I don't know. Like, there's like 1 million screen names of Valor. Like, yeah.
Left Twitch for a great deal.
Yeah, and so this is the thing. Is like this is standard practice at this juncture. Like, Kick is totally mainstream that. YouTube didn't have to do that, but YouTube also has. Nobody watches YouTube for streaming. To be honest with you, their chat system sucks. And their tipping system's not very. Google sucks. Anyway, so like literally, like I'm kind of like this is standard practice, and I have a friend. I have multiple friends actually. I got another friend who Hang on this, who streams he left Twitch entirely, only streams on Twitch one day of the week, and streams almost entirely on Kick because Kick pays him. Like, they pay him. They just straight pay him. You would look at this guy and you'd be like, no way. And yeah, they pay him. And he brought his audience, and it's grown Kick. And what I don't understand is why people don't understand the value of like something that has been time tested and proven is that if you have look at what Elon Musk did. If you have a megaphone and a microphone and the ability to have your own network and control the rules on that network, which, you know, again, like this has to be centralized to some degree, because we can't have like kitty porn on here. Like then it's gotta, then that's like the most valuable thing on earth, controlling the message. Literally. And like, I can't understand how some people don't get that. And they're like, well, we just want trenches. We just want coins. Coins aren't the point. You can get coins anywhere. If you have a megaphone on the arena, like the Mike and Mick adoption pod, literally you've got the ability to generate income in any way, shape, and form you want, independent of what coin.
Right.
So like,
I think I'm going to start doing my Toshi Bet. Shout out to Toshi Bet, link in my bio. I'm going to start doing my gambling streams. Maybe I'll just do them on the arena and you guys can watch me lose money. That's pretty fun. I don't want to do that on Twitter, but I'll do.
We will laugh. We will make fun of you.
Laugh at me?
If you lose money, we will make fun of you. No, we'll probably, some will be like, oh, that's sad. Other people will be like, you shouldn't have run. We told you to go black when you went red. Like,
dude, I did the nines.
It was red 3 times in a row. Of course you go black.
I ran $65 up to like 2,000 and something dollars and proceeded to lose it all in the next like 2 days of playing the mines.
Yeah, you're a gambler. When do you
well, I'm farming gamble.
You go to the meetings or like
I'm actually an A.
Huh?
DJ's Anonymous.
Did you say NA or AA? Because I didn't do AA, but I am sober.
Yeah, I'm in AA. I've been in AA sober for about 8 years. And probably there definitely is some of those same dopamines, but it's like I'm an ambassador. They're paying me well. I'm gambling with the money that I earn, so it's fun. But I could see that if I did this for 6 months straight, I'd probably have a hard time stopping that instant.
Yeah.
I'd have to be getting
this bothers me, and it bothers me deeply to my core that's a system. Like, I don't like it. I talk to people on who yell at each other in their streams all the time, and they're literally the same 6 guys fighting over the same dollars. And it's like, you are friends. What are you doing? I just go, you're degenerate gamblers. That's what you fucking are. You are all degenerate gamblers, and you're gambling against each other. Yeah. You're betting on. It's so dumb.
Some unfortunately money kind of
for rent money,
I love you all. I love you all, but you're fucking broken people. Come on.
Money can bring out the worst in some people. That's a lot of the problems I had with some games, right? Like some Web3 games. Like when you bring monetization into it, kind of sometimes it can just suck the fun out of it because people will min-max it, right? And that's just what people do. People always will look at the most efficient way to do things. Like humans have always done that, right? You gamify a system. And,
I like off the grid. I think that's really difficult to gamify in any real way.
It's skill based because you got to get the hacks. You got to be good at getting the hacks. And that's how it should
you got
be.
Teamwork and it's real skill based. It's really fun. From what it looks like, I don't do shooters, but my friends who do all got hooked on it, and it's not because of the crypto. It's because it's a genuinely good fucking game. And the crypto just gives them a little extra dopamine.
Well, it was like the Trojan horse, right? It's like, here's a really good game. It kind of does a lot of the same things as Web 2 games that have been successful. The skins and all that. Just, I played Counter-Strike from back in the day when we had the skins and knives were selling for thousands of dollars on Steam. And it's the same idea with getting your hacks, and it's random based, and you get that dopamine fix of like, oh, what's going to be in the chest here, whatever, right? And but it's skill based, and oh, by the way, it's crypto. Your wallet's already made. You don't have to make a wallet. You don't have to worry about seed phrases and stuff like that. All the pain points of crypto when you tell people crypto and their eyes glaze over, and it just made it easy for them. And we have to make systems.
They're
in
not
crypto.
leaning with it though. Every other Web3 game is like token, and then
token, connect your wallet, do all these things, and then the crypto's not there. You have to move it from here. Like it's a whole thing. Like, people don't give a shit about what's under the hood. 90% of people don't fucking care, right? Mm-hmm. People just want something that's easy to use because as it becomes more difficult, it's not fun anymore. Because people's attention spans are like peanuts. So you have to literally make it easy for them.
I am insulted.
I feel called out. I was just checking a message when you said that. Anyway.
Almond-sized, please.
But yeah, you have to make it easy for them because, honestly, I try to onboard people in my normal life and I talk about it, and they're you can see they're already gone. You just talking about crypto and this stuff. But if I just tell them about, if I've got to the point when I started explaining off the grid to people, I said, you know what, it's just like Apex Legends or Modern Warfare. I don't even talk about crypto. Here it is. Yeah, try it. If you like it, oh, by the way, and if they get into it, by the way, that's an NFT you can sell for some money. Right.
Yeah. So that's what I do with Arena. I just say 98% monetization in favor of the streamer. Rewards are paid out in a token. You don't have to keep it. Just send it to Coinbase. Also, I say if you wanna keep it, you get 20% APY. And by the way, that's what I like.
That's what I loved about it.
I like it when people are invested in the network that they're actually working on, and they can get some yield on it. That's the spot. That's what I want. Let's do it.
Making that more accessible, maybe even giving higher multipliers to new people to attract them. Your first however many months
gives you a bonus on your APY would be awesome. These kind of things. But
I posted today, it's a basic fundamental economic principle. You incentivize the behavior you want to recreate. If we're incentivizing meme coin pump and dumps, we're going to get that, and then it's going to end how they always end. If we support creator funnels, I do view creators like token. I want people to be able to invest in my success, support me, and then they get rewarded organically on chain for doing that. Like that is the future to me, like real value, real time being exchanged, because we do not store or exchange. I think all money is energy. We do not.
It's social. Yeah.
Yeah. It's
social.
You can
it's social energy captured into it's 100%. All money.
And it's so gameable. And it's, but I think crypto fixes that. If we can build systems where we're all connected and the value is automatically maybe you read, it's just there and you have your credits. I don't know. I'm not that forward of a thinker, but I know that we can't build the same Web 2 top-down gate-kept systems again. And I'm not saying the arena's doing that, and I'm not saying Kaido's doing that, but it's a tendency in crypto for the top dogs, whoever is first on a platform, they come in, they kind of take over, and they kind of want to keep the new people out. Like they don't want to get past, and it's easy for them to stay ahead.
We make more money the more people we bring in, and this is the thing that drives me crazy. They're operating counter to their own best interests right now, and it's like, dude,
so communicating that message and like inspire, tell some stories like about that
for you, or it could be a great month. Which one do you fucking want? Like this is the struggle I'm dealing with, and like that's how I view the arena right now. Is don't look at the next month. Like I understand a lot of people in this space are just trying to keep the lights on sometimes because that's just I also think the arena itself is the platform that's gonna buy you. I don't want to make promises. It's why I put so much is because I'm not looking to buy, a shack in the middle of Arkansas. I'm looking to buy yachts. And like that's why I have so much in the arena.
You know what's funny? If I totally
don't know how to ride a boat or have ever been on a yacht. I just like the idea.
Listen, the reason I don't care if I make it in crypto and say whatever I want is because my dream is to live in a little log cabin somewhere in like Laurel, Montana, outside of Yellowstone. I just want a little snowmobile and a porch, and I just want to sit and watch.
No, I'm more of an Arkansas guy where it's warm. I don't do the snow, but I do want a log cabin in the middle of nowhere. And now I'm starting to think you're a Fed. But anyway, like no, seriously, like it's like, you watching my texts to goon? I just want a log cabin. So anyway, like literally, it's just one of those things where it's like, I don't want to do this for the bare minimum. I also want one more thing that I didn't mention. I have made a lot of friends in Twitch. I mean, really good friends, people I would fucking jump in front of a bullet for. And I think that they are all wonderful human beings. And I feel like they don't get enough recognition. It pisses me off how much work they put into their stuff and their good content. And it's like they're just washed. Like how much content is just never incentivized properly. There's no reason for people to discover new content because the only way they get pushed is if Jeffy Bezos and the cabal of nose-ringed weirdos at the fucking top of Twitch decide that this is the person who's going to make it. This is the person who's going to make it. Let market forces decide. If people decide to invest in you should be invested.
That's honestly, that's why I stopped using Twitch.
Jason needs to tell you that he needs a promise that the arena is going up only. And he said that if he doesn't have a yacht by 2026, he's cutting it off. Is this a Johnny plant? Is this his all?
He's cutting off his dick.
Not done.
I saw that. That's hilarious.
He's gonna be really mad. I meant Justin.
He's transitioning. That's where the money really is these days, anyway. So, like.
I try. I'm not earning tax.
Get that Bud Light sponsorship, bitch.
Don't worry. I put the stream as not suitable for kids. We're good.
Not suitable for kids. Thank God.
That check mark on YouTube. We're good.
All right, so let's wrap it up. I have one dumb question.
On that note,
I have one dumb question that I was wondering, and I meant to ask you when I was watching your stream the other day because I like your karaoke streams, dude. I kind of just want to go like do one on my own and rock out. What is your best and favorite? I have a manly voice. What is your best and favorite? Like, what if you were gonna perform for Emin Gunseer at Avalanche 2026 Summit? What's your go-to?
Oh,
There's layers you have to think here through. Audience, like, what do I sound best on? What kind of message am I trying to send?
I mean, all of me is always a hit, but I don't want to serenade Goon. Great question.
Next year's gonna probably be next year's gonna probably be a bear market, so you can probably sing "Baby Come Back."
Oh man. Oh, you know what? That Earth, Wind, and Fire song, 21st of September. Do you remember the 21st of September? Yeah, because we launched the network on September 21st, 2020.
Oh, that would be perfect. Let's make it happen. Do you go to Summit?
I'll go to Summits. Now, fuck that. They're on their own. But like literally, you're racist. I went to one. I went to two. I went to Barcelona, which is the first one, and then I went to Argentina because I wanted to practice my Spanish. But I still can't speak Spanish. I can't do it.
So why?
I just got this book. I just got this book. It's got the curse words in it. That's why I got it.
Well, that's what you always learn first.
No, my teacher wouldn't let me teach me the curse words, so I needed a book with the curse words in it, and this has the curse words in it. So anyway, yeah, probably. Huh?
You'll go next year. I heard Japan, man.
Is in Japan?
I don't like to fly. I don't like to travel. I don't like to leave the house. So like, yeah, I mean, like, the reason I want a log cabin. That's my personality. My personality. You can't shorten some words. You know, you try. It just sounds stupid. That's my purse. What? No, personality. That's my personality. I'm a log cabin guy. I don't like to.
Very good. That's my purse.
My purse. That's my purse. Ugh. Anyway, all right. So I'm gonna cut it off now. Anyway,
I'll let you go. We're gonna do some talks. Thank you so much for coming on. We have to do this again. Have us on your show sometime, dude. We'll come in and like.
I mean, I don't do a podcast anymore. You're welcome to hop in on Discord when I stream. And so, like, my stream is pretty much like video games.
Karaoke.
Oh yeah,
karaoke.
Sometime, yeah.
Have you seen the movie Duets?
Yes, actually, I have. It's a really good one. One of the duets in there. Such a good song. Every time I hear it, they're harmonizing. I'm just like, oh, but you can't do that online. You know that, right?
I know. We tried to do it in Spaces. I thought the tech had improved.
You can't. There's too much latency. It stops the duet from sounding right to anybody. It doesn't work. Sorry.
We're supposed to have flying cars by now, and we can't even group karaoke.
Speed of light is what it is, hon. You can't stop it. I'm sorry. This is a physical limitation. If you want quantum communication, maybe someday. But right now, there's some very difficult things that prevent that.
I'm learning telepathy, so I'm just going to skip all the tech advancements.
You're just going to broadcast telepathy, all your thoughts to everybody? I don't think I want them to see me naked. Whoa.
I don't think that I would care. And I think the world would be a better place if we could.
Oh my God, this is a very nice people. Y'all aren't my degenerate friends. I can't talk like that. Anyway.
This went downhill so fast at the end, but it's been such a good show.
It's going
so
uphill.
I just want to
We're having trouble pushing it along. Anyway.
All right, Mike, what charts are we doing? Do you want to look at charts with us, Collin, or are you taking off? I need financial advice.
I'm gonna go play video games. Y'all are on your own. I don't know what that stuff means.
Have a good time. Thank you so much.
All right,
bye,
take care, man.
Thank you for having me on.
We'll see you next time.
See you next time.
All right.
Mike, he's wild, man.
That was awesome.
You can't fake that kind of energy.
No, you definitely can't. What the fuck is going on with the charts? Right? So,
did you break the markets while you're in Portugal?
Maybe. But here's charts brought to you by Enclave Markets. All right, let's make sense of what the hell happened in the charts. You know, we were doing so good. I was in Portugal and I made some really, really good trades. I did very well. And unfortunately, it didn't continue, which is crazy. Like we made an all-time high, and we just like literally dropped off a cliff, which was insane. But here we are. Let's
Why
take a.
did that happen? Do you have any like WTF? We were going to 5K. We're like 4,100 now or something. Like, what happened?
I'll be honest with you. I did not see this coming. This was crazy. So let's take a look and see what I had. So we had this falling channel, which broke out, did basically hit the target. But what I thought would have happened would come down and kind of make something, but now we like really came down, like over $10,000 in like the matter of a couple of days. So I was in the charts today trying to get my bearings and get back into the swing of things. And here's what I see for Bitcoin. I see a head and shoulders. We got two heads here, like a complex head and shoulders, and we're going to the downside. I put here an arrow, 109,000 support potentially. Maybe we come back down to the 109K. Very good possibility. That was actually basically the bottom of my channel. Or maybe we just make a double bottom around 111,000. So that could be right about here. So we'll have to see. Not looking over the ground. I'm gonna go back to the daily because when I see stuff like this happen, I go back to the bigger time frames because the shorter time frames are not gonna like treat me nice.
Right.
So right now, this could maybe be a double bottom here. 112K, 111K, or even right now, maybe we bounce up, but we could continue to go down. The daily is the stochastic RSI is coming down. We're hitting the bottom, so maybe we bounce in a week. I was kind of thinking next week we could bounce, and then leading into the end of August. But I'll show you Bitcoin dominance and Tether dominance, and this is where we got to watch where this stuff goes because the whole market will follow this. So Bitcoin dominance, I had it in a bear flag, well, not a bear flag, but like an uptrending channel, which is continuation because we came into this channel from a downtrend and we did continue. We did hit, and now we're making some weird pattern here, like a bear pennant or a falling wedge, which typically breaks to the upside, which it looks like it's just starting to. So Bitcoin
red dildos. I think they call those red dildos.
Yes. So what I'm seeing is Bitcoin dominance could kind of spike up a little bit here. And if that's the case, and I'm looking at Tether dominance, I see Tether dominance. We have a cup and handle, and we did go to the upside. And we're continuing. So this is my mental model. As I look at everything, I'm like, okay, this is what I think is going to happen. I think Tether dominance is going to continue to go up. It's going to get rejected by the 200-day moving average eventually. We're already almost more than halfway up this move that I had measured off on this falling wedge here. So I think this red line is where I think we're going to get rejected by. We're going to come and then we're going to come back down. And that kind of lines up with what I'm seeing for Bitcoin. I see Bitcoin dominance also potentially going to go to the upside. If Bitcoin dominance goes to the upside and Tether dominance goes to the upside, that tells me that we're going to have a dump and Bitcoin dominance will go up because Bitcoin is the stronger out of all coins and will always hold more value.
Right.
Therefore, I still see more downside coming until this changes, until Tether dominance rolls over again. Overall, we're in a downtrend for Tether dominance, but like this is a double bottom here. Like we're gonna go up. I'm sorry, like it's just gonna happen, and we just gotta wait for that to stop.
What's the play here? If you're gonna do, because I've been slaying it at perps trading, not in terms of making money, but in terms of acquiring DeFi app points, which turn into money. So I'm just practicing the gambling like at ToshiBet, basically. I just basically just use all the money that I make to do dumb things on the internet.
So for how I would play this right now is I'm expecting more downside. So I'd be looking, you can look for a short. Me personally, I'm not gonna. I still believe we're in a bull market. Like I only play certain patterns. I found a system that works for me, and I like to trade falling wedges, head and shoulders. I trade patterns that have a likely higher success rate. So I'll just wait for those patterns. So I didn't get into this trade because I was traveling. So I had the head and shoulders, and we did start the breakdown. on Bitcoin. So the measured move would be, basically the top of here to the cup of the or the baseline, the neckline of the head and shoulders. So when we go down, we're almost there. Yeah, so that's why I got this $109,000, because it brings you it literally brings you exactly to that from the shoulder. So we may not hit the target 100%. That's why I'm wondering if we bounce here, because we do start to have a green candle on the daily starting the next day here. So we'll see what tomorrow brings. But it's too late. This move, I would have had to get in at the shoulder and then write it down. But I got in too late. So if you were to play this, you play it at the shoulder, and you just wait for it to break down, and then you would take your profits basically here.
Right now, you're just a watcher.
Right now, I'm sitting on my hands. I needed to make something else. Make a pattern. I want to see, so right now I'm going to look for a long. I believe we're going to have a bounce. I believe we're still in the bull market. I don't think it's over. So I'm going to wait for a bounce. So I'm going to wait for, tether dominance to start rolling over. And when I start to see that rolling over, then I'm going to start to look at Bitcoin to see what kind of pattern it's making. And this goes for all the altcoins too. Like I had Cardano. I had my trade set up for Cardano already. You can see here. So I was expecting this to break to the upside. And I had my entry at the break, and then stop loss would have been if we lost the structure. I didn't actually get to this trade because it never broke out of this pattern, and it broke to the downside. So now I gotta wait. Now I gotta reset my thinking and wait for it to make a new pattern.
Yeah.
And everything.
Cardano, this is gonna make Lily happy. Let's do talk a little more about why you even did a Cardano. We'll do a clip for Lily.
Oh yeah, so Cardano is one of my biggest holdings for altcoins. It's actually one of my biggest holdings. I got into it back in 2022 for the last bear market. So I got a lot riding on Cardano, and it's just a good coin. I like the project. I like Charles. I got into crypto as an Ethereum miner, but then I looked at the history of Ethereum and Coda's law, the whole argument within Coda's law with Charles Hoskinson and Vitalik, where they rolled back the blockchain and the hack. And I believe code should be law. And sorry, you got hacked. You shouldn't roll back the blockchain, because that changes the whole ethos of what crypto is and its core values, in my opinion. But needless to say, that's why I like Cardano, and I believe what they're doing is very, very good. So anyhow,
maybe we'll do a Cardano show sometime, because I really don't know anything about it, except Lily's really cool and she's hot and she looks like Sabrina Carpenter. So
she does, actually. It's crazy.
No reason to talk about it to me.
It's crazy how close she actually does look to Sabrina Carpenter. But
like the best girl to look at right now, or to look like in this modern time, she's gonna be 150,000 K. You know what I'm trying to say. She's and she's just funny as fuck too.
I saw her at the Bitcoin conference, but I never got a chance to speak with her, so I can't speak to that. So we'll have to.
You gotta make chances, Mike. It's not that you didn't get a chance; you didn't make the chance.
Fair enough.
That's
fair enough.
Fair.
That is true. Yes. So Cardano, I gotta wait. And I'm gonna be honest, like a lot of the altcoins look the same. I'll tell you one thing though, ETH looks pretty good. Out of all these things,
ETH looks pretty good.
ETH is still in my falling channel here, so ETH could still break out. So I'm gonna have to just readjust it here, just because this is not really making sense here. So yeah, we're in the falling channel. I still have my target move here, which could actually be a little higher than this. Could be something like that. So if we break out, I'm looking at I'm looking at Ethereum to go to $5,400 this move. So my entry would be like this. If you're gonna long Ethereum, I would go for the break, which would be right around here, and then I would hide my stop loss.
42.19, 42.45.
My entry would be 43.05. The take,
Okay.
and then I'll show you my line here, and then your stop loss would kind of be somewhere around here. You can hide it just as we break the structure. So I would hide it somewhere around there. And then what you do is you take
Your
profits.
Stop loss?
Your stop loss.
So that's it's a short.
No, this is a long position.
But wouldn't the stop loss be below it?
So the stop loss would be if it breaks my descending channel, if it breaks structure. So I would have to keep it here. So right now, this is on the daily chart. So this would be a 2.63 risk versus reward ratio. Usually you want to go for 3-1.
Right.
So 3-1, you'd have to put your stop loss at like right at the bottom of the channel, which is fine too. You can do because you can even exit the trade at the bottom of the channel, get back, and then wait for it to bounce and get back in. So you would kind of hide it here, somewhere in there. You can choose what you want, and then you 5400 is the measured move. But I don't usually go for the full move because it never always makes it there, so it doesn't always make it there. So what I did is I put this little red line here. And that's my take profit. It's about 50% of the move, which will retest the top of this channel, the falling channel, when it started the falling channel. And that's where I would take profits. So I'm going to show you because I want to make it clear to people how to calculate your trade. So right now,
please.
So say, for example, you want to do a clean risk to reward ratio. Okay. So I'm going to do this with weeks here because I don't think you can do this with Enclave yet. I'm gonna bring it on my channel. So what do you do here? As say your account is $1,000. Okay, just for the sake of math. You would divide $1,000 by 0.01. So $10 is your 1% of your portfolio. So now you look at your stop loss. So my stop loss is 8.69%. You can see here when I highlight here, it's 8.69. So what I would do is I would divide that by 0.0869, and that's my position size. So I would put 115 USDC, USDT into the trade. That's my position size. And then your leverage would multiply that by whatever, 20x, 15x, whatever you want to put your leverage as.
Wild that you just walked. I have no I don't know anything you just said. How did you come up with those numbers? Just you're gonna have to write this out in a tweet. Like this is how
I'm gonna make a video on how to. I'm gonna make a video on how to position yourself to only lose 1%. I got some people messaging me saying, "Hey, I got liquidated. Can you please send me like $20?" I'm like, bro, like if you're getting liquidated, you're not in control. You're gambling. You have to control how much you lose. If you do 1% of your portfolio every time, you have to lose 100 trades. So like even if you're a 50% trade,
like 3,000,
right? So and you're in cross. So like if you're using cross in your trades, you're gonna start losing. You can get your entire account liquidated if you have a really bad.
What does that mean?
So what cross and isolated is when you make a trade. It's isolated where the amount of the money in the trade is only the amount you put in with that position size we just mentioned. So if you're in cross, your entire futures portfolio is in that trade. So there's some good to using cross because what you can do is you can fund your way out of big dips. So for example, you won't get liquidated as long as you have money in your futures account because it'll just keep. Your losses will continue to go down, down, down. Your losses will go higher and higher.
Okay.
But as long as you have money in your account, you won't get liquidated. So a lot of people, what people do is they'll have enough money to fund their way out of it. Where
I didn't even know that.
Yes.
I just thought if it went to the lowest price, I'd set the pricing and you're just liquidated if it hits that price.
Yeah, there's a trader in my trading group that does this. It's called the money printer model, where you basically you go to cross, you fund your way out. And then you buy the huge dips, and then you rip back when you know you're going to come back up because it's a bull market, right? I don't trade that way. I do. I make money a little. I chip away at it a little bit here. I'll make a little bit here, $10 here, $20 here, $30 here, whatever. And I only trade. I have a small trading portfolio. My trading portfolio is 900. I believe on DeFi app I'm like 916 bucks. I put 900. I'm up 16 bucks.
More per.
But like
we're so close to being in the top 50, Mike. Get to perping.
Oh, I'm up there. I'm trading. I'm again. And you've seen my trades. I posted them on X.
That's true. That's true.
I've been posting the
dude.
Absolutely. I'm literally giving them to you on our private Telegram. Get on this trade, yo. But so
people in there have asked for alpha calls, so we should make an alpha call separate channel and just link it in. So like all the announcements that come in that chat, they come from a separate channel. So if you have your own calls channel, we can feed that in.
Okay, yeah, definitely, because I'm leaning more into the trading thing because this is what I do, man. I love numbers, I love the charts, and I can see them now that I have I've been doing this trading group I've been in for over a year, so I'm now putting it to practice and it's working.
Yeah.
It wasn't working last November. I wasn't doing it the right way. And when you do it with the system that I'm showing you with the managed risk, there's no emotion. You know what I mean? You're not gambling anymore. So if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. You don't feel bad about it, or you don't feel like, oh, I need to. There's no FOMO. You have the model, you trade the model, and that's it. So
how do I get a model for gambling on slots?
I don't know. You're gonna have to talk to the people behind the scenes there, because I don't know. But you seem like you're doing pretty. You seem like you're doing pretty good. Probably better than I would do gambling. That's for sure.
My airdrop is gonna be pretty nice. Very nice.
Very nice. I like airdrops. Do you? I like monies. Okay, so Ethereum looks great. I still
look
think...
at the home one. Can we do home?
Yes, definitely. We can definitely look at home. So I honestly, and to be honest,
shout out Doran for
when it comes
video today.
When it comes to altcoins, they all look like crap except for Ethereum. So just wait. It's gonna be. We gotta wait for the bleeding to stop. Let me go to.
I don't even know if it's bleeding right now.
It has been. We've gone like down like $10,000. Like, to see from the top from Bitcoin, like a couple days ago, we're down, I don't know, 9%. Honestly, it doesn't even sound like that much. It's like stop crying. People.
Yeah,
it's not that bad. Like, we've lived through 20% dips. Like 2017, you had like 20% dips after every all-time high for a while. Like we still have a lot of time to go still. Home. Okay, let's take a look at home. I haven't looked at home since.
It's really not doing that bad.
Yes. So I'm looking at my previous work here. We said inverted head and shoulders, broke out, hit my target. And then we had a little bit of a falling wedge here. I'm looking at it right now. See, these are my models right here. This is what I like. I like these channels, man. And boom. And it's crazy. Like, you start to realize how programmed this stuff is when you like do your measured moves, and look at that. I just pulled this perfectly, and it did the exact the freaking move to the T. It's crazy how this stuff works. That's why I love charts. Like, you
gotta sit down and do a whole how-to video on this, Mike. This all makes perfect sense to you. To me, it looks like my son took a stock chart and some crayons. And
it's just practice. And this is what I was playing with Enclave Markets, and I really love. If you don't know what you're doing, Enclave Markets has demo trading. Do the trades that I'm showing you. If you don't have money to do it yet, or you don't want to, you don't feel confident, and you don't know what you're doing yet, but you want to follow the trades that I'm giving out, and go on Enclave and do the same trade on the demo trade and see how it works out. Practice it, play on the charts, go in the charts, backtrack your work, and try it out and get familiar with the program, get familiar with it, and then trade the models, and you can follow along with me.
Yeah.
Build that demo portfolio up, and then once you're confident, put some real money into it.
Yeah, and that's how they say you should do it in the start. I mean, that's a time-tested principle of how to get started in markets. You need to develop, which I never have, but if you want to do it right, develop that sense of detachment and how do I avoid FOMO, and when I feel this feeling, what do I need? You can't.
You have
learn
to detach.
That.
You have to detach emotion from money.
You have to experience it.
Unfortunately, us humans, emotions can be a flaw. And when it comes to money, like honestly, you want empathy and stuff like that with people and stuff that you love, people that you love, but you need to detach it from money, because it's just not going to serve you well. You have to think logically.
Yeah. I mean, I will lose $1,000 on Toshi Bet and not blink an eye. But when Kaido tries to mess with my airdrop, World War III. So it's a different principle. I don't know. I don't understand, like, money in general, but then when it's like I can do whatever I want with my money, but if you promise me this thing, and so I start working towards this thing, and then you're like, oh no, hey, we're gonna make a change. Just a response would be cool. Let me get back up there.
For real.
Let's make friends again, DeFi.
We definitely shouldn't have. I don't like the whole cabal thing. I don't like tribalism in crypto. I don't like any of that stuff. I think our best assets as humans is to work together. We're the best species to be able to actually collaborate together. That's why
networks. The problem is everybody like wants to be in one cabal. Like they pick the cool cabal and then everybody's trying to get in that cabal. Like we need more leaders to step up and make cabals. I just mean networks. Absolutely. Where you share values. And it's like, I think blockchains, and Coop has said this before, I used to think they were like cities. I read this article, but they're like countries. We're choosing which ecosystems that we want to participate without having to physically move. Right? Yeah. I'm not going to be tied to the GDP and like problems that are happening all across the US if I'm using a universal blockchain that's distributed across however, what do we have, like 100 countries, 500, whatever.
Yeah.
Right? Like it's shared, like it's not as volatile, it's worldwide. So if something's happening in one area, it's going to have much less of an impact on the overall economy of, say, AVAX, right? So does that make sense, or am I just like,
I totally understand. Like again, we gotta get rid of those problems with when it comes to tribalism and all that stuff. We need to work together. It's just simple as that. And the same thing goes with what we were talking about earlier with Arena. Like we just need to just get rid of this tribalism and the whole trenches thing and everyone just fighting with each other for the same amount of dollars. It's just like
GDP.
Yeah, it's.
If I was better at it, I would love it, but I suck.
I've never been into that. I don't like the whole extraction models. I just want everybody like I like the whole rising tide lifts all boats. And I do really want to lift people. That's literally why the hell I'm on crypto, teaching people how to do charts and how to learn about wealth and change their situation, because unfortunately this is not taught in school. So unfortunately you have to go out and do it for yourself. But when it comes to home,
Mike, someday, I just want to say, Mike, someday you are going to be like the face of crypto to Web 2. The rest of us will probably never. We're cringes. We've gone down. You have always just been like, I think you're a really nice translation person between Web 2 and Web 3 audiences. So I want to applaud you for that.
Thank you.
Staying true to yourself and being degenerate is staying true to myself, unfortunately, and I'm just glad I found out. I
just do me, honestly. Like I got to a point where you've been in crypto for so long, and I'm like, it clicked for me, like, and then money clicked for me. I understand, like, oh, okay, this is how you do it. This is how you make money in this world. This is how you survive. And it's not just about crypto. It's like when I got into crypto and Bitcoin, it led me down this rabbit hole. And it changed everything. It's about learning how to be a better person, how to higher vibration, like the whole thing. Like it, and that's why I hold such high regard to crypto, because it did change my life. It did bring me, level me up.
A new level of awareness. Yeah. Once you see there's a new, you've been living in this system designed to control you for so long, like you can't see outside of it. Mm-hmm. Crypto.
It's to question everything. Don't trust, verify, and that literally, it's not just about crypto and hashes and blocks. It goes to every day. You apply that to everyday life, and you start questioning everything and asking questions. And I can go on into this forever. Like I was literally talking about my wife, this whole school system. But anywho, home looks.
Yeah, you need to go to bed, dude. I've gotten 4 hours of sleep. I'm crashing out on the timeline, fighting big funded companies. I'm gonna get myself canceled. I need sleep.
Absolutely, but
so
home again looks like the rest of the market. By the way, just I still see some more downside. We can even come down to this blue line, which we retest this next. So I would just pull your support and resistance lines and just, this kind of looks like a top thing. It could, again, it might just finish here, right. I'll give you another blue line. It might just finish right there. So that's what I'm watching. You just gotta watch your support and resistance. I don't know what's gonna happen right now because it's not really making a pattern that I can really draw out here. It's weird. Like we may just continue in this trend and maybe reverse. So I'm just gonna wait for it to make a reversal pattern, and then I can go from there. I'm not gonna.
Interesting thing though, I think there's a variable here you have to consider, is that every transaction on the chain, a certain percentage of it goes towards buying back home. So when volumes spike, like today may have been a really low volume day, so the foundation is not buying much home off the market.
Yeah.
But do you know what I'm saying? So I think like these kind of charts are a little more nuanced when they have these flywheels set up that like these are new, right? We're testing new
But whatever they
distribution.
do, you'll see in the charts. So it'll show me when something changes, it'll break the structure that I see right here. So if they do buy, I'll see it because it'll change the structure. And right now I can see here, this is the volume right here. The volume is dying down. And usually what happens and you can look back here, when the volume dies down, it's like the end of a move and then the start of something new. So the volume died down here, and then we have, look at this, it started something here, and then the volume died down here. And you can track this every time volume kind of dies off, it usually starts a new move. So that's what you got to look at. Like you can see here, for example, the volume died down, as you can see in the falling wedge here, and then we blasted off, and that's what you see here. And now you're seeing the volume die down, and something's gonna happen. Either it's gonna go down or up, right? And that's what we gotta wait for.
Right? It could go sideways.
It could go sideways, and the volume will continue to go squeeze. But eventually, it's gonna start something new, and then you'll have another something to break up the downside or upside. It doesn't matter, but you can trade it either way. You can short it or long it. But right now, I don't see anything that I'm gonna touch. I'm sitting on my hands for everything. I am not in any trades right now. I am watching this ETH trade to see what happens with it. But to be honest, if Bitcoin's going to dump, then we're going back to the bottom of this channel. Like until we break this channel.
I'm out of all my longs right now. Don't worry.
Yeah. So I'm sitting on my hands. As soon as I see something that I think, I'm starts to pique my interest, and I'll start setting up my next trade, and I'll post it, and then we'll go from there.
That sounds good. Let me know when you do, so I can get in on time. I need to give you my cell phone number so you can just text me like right now, because there's too many alerts on your phone. Like I'll see it an hour later and be like, "Fuck."
I don't even have my phone on like ring anymore. It's on vibrate like permanently, just because there's so many chats and so many things, and I can't mute them all. And
I don't even like vibrate sound. I have it on silencio.
Really? Oh my god, you're at that point. I'm not there yet.
I hold my hand is in my phone probably 16 waking hours a day. There's just no need for alerts when you're that addicted,
you're gonna see it regardless. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. And on that note, I'm gonna go get on my phone and do some Toshi betting.
Oh yeah.
Shout out to all of our sponsors, of course, Enclave Markets, who are sponsoring the charts. We love them. Use the Enclave bot to buy all your AVAX. If you want a Telegram trading bot for AVAX, we also obviously have a trading platform with a lot of really cool features. We need to have them on to talk a little bit about the platform sometime too, like the actual platform, but we are kind of pushing the edge bot right now. But also, of course, AVAX, who sponsored me for a long time, Toshi Bet. You go make some money or lose some money, but win some gold. And we just love you guys. And thanks for supporting us. And thanks for coming out for the show. Everybody who commented.
All right. Thank you for coming out. I hope that helps you make some sense of what's going on in the charts. And we'll see you guys next week. Take care.
Bye.